Today I want to show you a new build that the rank 1 Korean Ahri player has been running quite frequently. So after the cashback buffs, he has been starting to take cashback with triple tonic quite consistently. It allows you to really accelerate on Ahri, get your 3 items before anyone else in the game gets 3 items. It allows you to get massive spikes and massive upgrades before anyone else in the game can because of cashback. So, you guys know the drill, by the way. I am playing in around gold MMR. Whenever I play at the low end of the ladder, I do my best to not win laning phase. I try to keep the game very, very stable because I think it makes no sense to stomp laning phase as a challenger player against gold players. It just makes no sense. It doesn't really showcase anything. So we're playing against Hui. I imagine I'm going to get smacked around quite a bit in this lane because it requires a lot of interacting with him. So I will probably be losing lane here. I'm going to be running Blackfire Torch this game because the enemy team is very short range. In that case, Blackfire Torch and Cosmic Drive is great, allows you to get a lot of DPS, and allows you to kite very well. So, my main goal, I'm going to take Q level 1 and then just use my Q to push the wave. This is something that I usually recommend people at the lower end of the ladder do because it just allows you to kind of nullify laning phase. It means that you can't really get harassed level 1. It means you'll have a level advantage, you'll have a minion advantage for level 2. For example, here, I now have a minion advantage, so I could run at the Hui and take a very, very winning trade here because you can see I have 2 additional minions because I immediately shoved the wave level 1. This also means that I'm going to be first to hit level 2 because you see I get first access on this wave. And now what I should do is as soon as this minion dies, I should run up and trade with the Hui. And I could take a massively winning trade there, by the way, where the lane would basically be over just level 2 already. Just using those 2 tricks right there of like pushing the wave level 1 and then stepping up when you get level 2 to take a massively winning trade. The lane would have been over already if I took those trades. Pushing out the wave, I want to go get a ward. Generally speaking, whenever you're going to be pushing waves a lot, you want to try to get a ward. Very important that after you get that ward, you try to hover that side of the lane very, very heavily. So you'll see I'll play very heavily on the top side here. Why? Well, because if I see Master Yi up here on a ward, then I can just run away. And if I don't see Master Yi up here on a ward, well, that means he's probably bot side, in which case, well, I'm hovering top side. I'm basically impossible to gank then, right? And we'll just continue pushing the wave. The reason pushing the wave is so good is it gives you a lot of opportunities where you can take very winning trades against the enemy laner. For example, here, I could have traded against the Hui because he's using spells to see his minions. He has to go for last hits when I'm already done last hitting. But also because it allows me to move on the map. I have first move to any play that I want to go for. And then the hidden third reason is, at the lower end of the ladder, people are not good at last hitting minions under the tower. Which means that you'll usually get a CS advantage if you just push them in consistently. You'll see I already have a small CS advantage. It's only 1 so far. And never mind, the Hui just missed the cannon minion. It's 2 now. But yeah, you'll very slowly get a CS advantage if you keep pushing in people. And very important, notice every time I use my Q, I step on the opposite side of the lane from the Hui. That's so he cannot punish me while I'm on cooldown. So I'll do this, push out the wave, and then just stand back, stand on the opposite side. Here, I could harass the Hui again. I have a minion advantage. I could beat him up, slap him about a bit because he would be taking minion aggro, but I'll let him get away with whatever he wants to get away with. This is a very losing matchup for Ahri, in case you're wondering, so going even here is actually winning. Some matchups are like that for Ahri. Orianna is another one where going even during the early stages, you're actually winning. Just because those champions really beat you up as Ahri. Oh man, some bad CSing here on my part. So it goes. I am playing on a completely new setup and a completely new DPI, and I've hurt my wrist as well, so we're gonna be in for a rough one in terms of mechanics this game. Again, I push out the wave, I have a moment where I can go ward in the enemy jungle, I have a lot of time, you can see there's a lot of time before the waves meet in mid lane, so I have time to go for an actual nice and deep ward that gives me more vision and gives my teammates vision on the enemy Yi when he's gonna do his wraiths, which is great. And we'll just continue pushing this out. And I mean, keeping the game stable like this, we're gonna eventually get level 6, in which case we can actually start roaming. But so far, I mean, we haven't died and we haven't gotten blasted by Hui, which is a massive win on Ahri, in case you're wondering. Looks like, in terms of the actual game state, it looks like my Malphite is full clearing on repeat, which is good. He's getting ahead of the Master Yi. I am noticing we do have AP Malphite jungle with a Comet. I am slightly concerned as to how that's gonna go. Enemy wraiths just spawned. Probably push this out and then take my base, because I am running out of mana, but I have Lost Chapter in base, so let's just base, get Lost Chapter, probably pick up a pink ward as well. Then we can pink ward this bot side here. The reason this bot side pink ward is so powerful is it makes it a lot easier to roam. It is not to spot the enemy jungler. It's to make sure that the enemy team can't have vision in this bush, which makes this roam to bot lane a lot easier to pull off. Hui is in base now. I'm gonna push out this wave and then I'm gonna see if I can find a roam. Use W to CS here. There we go. Miss the minion. Pink ward down here. And then look at the bot lane. This looks pretty roamable. Enemy bot lane is quite far up. We're gonna need to think about how to approach this. Probably walk this way. Maybe try to get behind the Ashe. I could early ult as well. I think I will early ult. Oh, she snipes her. I don't even have to ult here then. Please let me have the kill. Would be great. Or just let me have an assist. That's fine too. Okay, pick up a kill. Come back to mid lane. No reason to take this wave. If Caitlyn opened through mid lane, I would have killed this wave and I would have pushed this in. But Caitlyn is coming back to bot lane. This is also the strength of just constantly pushing waves, right? So I bleed how much for that? Probably 2 minions. I think I lost a cannon minion for that. Could try to chunk the Hui over the wall here. He's gonna try to hit me here. I'm gonna get slapped a bit here, but so it goes. Not a lot I can do about this. If he ulted me there, I think it would have been better for him. I think he should have just ulted me. The reason for the ult there would be to just completely chunk me out. I would lose a lot of lane pressure. He didn't clear my pink ward though, which means if I just shove in this wave, I might be able to actually defend my pink ward, which feels a bit crazy. But that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I have a level advantage here. He should not feel comfortable walking up and trying to trade with me, just because I do have a level advantage. Playing at range here. Gonna kill this ward. And then we're gonna shove out the next wave as well. Shove this out. There we go. I don't quite have my wave clear breakpoint yet. I need another amp tome, but that's all good. Use spells to get the minions and then immediately leave because I'm on cooldown. And then we see the Master Yi here. I could try to steal this. My jungler isn't really intent on playing this, so I guess I'll just try to steal it. Ah, the Skull Crab has perfect movement. 1 HP! Oh, he's going for it. I did not realize. I don't have mana here. Maybe he can die anyway. Okay, nice, he does. Play this slowly. I think he flashed. Wait for my charm. Don't use ult yet. Just wait, wait, wait. And there we go. He might die here. Use ult again for just a little bit of damage. Ward over the wall in case he flashes. There we go. Perfect. Take my base here. Actually pop this plant. And then run mid lane. Push the wave. Hui should have no teleport. I can't help with Drake, unfortunately. I know that my Malphite really wants help, but I cannot help him. Yeah, I didn't expect my Malphite to just full send it there, if I'm honest. But respect that he did it. In my head, that was not a play that could work. Hui has teleport. Oh, he didn't TP earlier. Yeah, fun fact about running triple tonic as well. When you use the Wrath or the Force Elixir, that actually gives you a wave clear breakpoint at level 7 because you get enough AP to one-shot it with your Q, which is very funny. Very, very cool. Ooh, sell a potion, I guess, and then get boots. Cash back. We do have Blackfire Torch at minute 8, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so how are we gonna accelerate this game? The way we're probably gonna play this is we're gonna go... I should have grabbed the sweeper, to be honest, but so it goes. Kind of mistake on my part. The way we want to play this is I want to consistently just continue pushing in the mid lane, because that's gonna make it so that Hui has no opportunity to do anything. I'm gonna assume the enemy team are on grubs here, so I'm gonna spam ping that back. Mostly because I saw Hui hug or move towards the top side, which usually indicates that the enemy team are doing grubs. My Akali is dead here. My concern is if Urgot gets fed and he stacks magic resist... things could actually get quite rough this game because we are full AP outside of Caitlyn, and Caitlyn is not getting accelerated. So my goal here should probably be to try to accelerate my Caitlyn as much as possible. So I think shove this out, start hugging bot side a lot. I could try to trap the Hui here, so like a fake move here. I don't think bot lane is roamable, but the Hui might not be aware of the fact that I don't want to roam bot lane here, and he might decide to come in and face check this bush, in which case I could land a massive chunk on him and just get a ton of lane pressure. Doesn't end up happening, but looking for the opportunity when you can't find roams anyway makes a lot of sense to me. Leona is mid lane. Yeah, okay. Hey, brother, you're on a pink ward. That is a bit awkward now, because she's gonna ward this bush, I would imagine, which means roaming bot is gonna be a lot harder. So if I want to roam bot lane now, I have to take this path down. Let me take a sip. Look at how cute this mug is. My girlfriend made it. It's awesome. Anyway, we're gonna just push mid lane again. You can see the Hui is just taking a lot of minion damage. I am slightly scared because I don't see Leona, and I don't have any vision, so I want to stand very, very far back while pushing the wave. Now I see Leona, so now I feel decently safe. I'm gonna go ward bot side here. This is probably warded, I would imagine. Just make my Malphite aware that it's warded. I don't think roaming is possible. I want to get Merc Treads this game, because enemy team is Ashe, Hui, Leona. Merc Treads look quite good. I could maybe just immediately run bot lane here, but Hui is in a very bad spot mid lane, which means if I roam bot lane now, he gets out of this bad spot. Whereas if I stay mid lane, he stays in this very ugly spot. Which would be great, right? Because I can sit and I can take plates here. I have full pressure. I can decide what I want to do in the lane. And the Hui is just constantly bleeding because he's low on mana and he's half HP. So if I go for a roam now, the opportunity cost is quite high. Because Hui gets out of a very bad spot in the laning phase. Whereas if he was full HP here and full mana, roaming would be lower opportunity cost. Why? Because I cannot deny Hui as much mid lane if he's full resources. But for example, roaming here, if I stayed mid lane here, I could deny the Hui most of those minions, or even threaten a kill. He was actually dead here, in case you are wondering. Like, I could one-shot him from this HP. I mean, rest assured, I will be canceling you. Yeah, he was dead there, if I ult. But I'm not trying to solo kill the enemy laner. That's not really the goal of this video. Okay, so Hui will not have teleport, actually, so I can probably take a plate even. Yeah, I mean, mid lane is kind of getting smacked around. And you might be like, but you're not really impacting the map. Well, I killed the enemy jungler, and I killed the enemy support, so I have impacted the map. And then outside of that, the enemy Hui has not been able to play the game at all. I have had permanent opportunities to just run around the map and do whatever I want to. I haven't decided to commit to anything yet, because the opportunity cost is quite high, and it hasn't been necessary yet. But if I find any good plays on the map, rest assured I will be committing to them. I think I'm just going to take my base here because I do have quite a lot of gold. And I want to grab another pink ward and a sweeper so that my roaming threat is a lot higher. I want to get Merc Treads here as well, just to make sure that I'm not going to get one-shot by a random Leona combo. Oh, I don't have enough gold for a pink ward. That sucks. So it goes. I will say, the whiplash I got after coming back to EU West from playing on Vietnam is crazy. So Hui roams top lane. Good play by him. He will get a free kill. Not a lot I can do about that. We had different recall. You're out? That's crazy. Well, I'll shove out mid lane here and then move towards bot side. Yeah, I will say the whiplash I got from coming back from Vietnam to EU West is crazy. Okay, so we're going to monitor the bot lane situation while running down here because we need to decide if we want to commit to this. And the commit here looks great. Could look for the Ashe here. Just play it slowly. Wait for rotations. Don't use ult early. Wait for rotations. I'm a bit confused as to how Leona didn't die there. But so it goes. She flashed. You want to use your ult in combination with other spells. So I'm not just going to immediately ult to damage the Ashe there. I'm going to wait until I have more spells up, and then I can ult to line those spells up. Very important that you use your ult as a setup spell instead of as a damage spell. Unless the enemy champion is obviously low HP. But yeah, people on this server give up a lot is what I've realized. As in, like, people will just silently int on this server, which is not normal on Vietnam. Like, on Vietnam, people will permanently fist fight. And if they're behind, they will continue fist fighting. They will not stop. So they will, like, go 0 and 20, basically. On this server, people just silently grief. In the sense that they're just like, no, I will just rage split or only full clear and not show up to objectives and fight. I will just silently int the game, which is very annoying. On Vietnam, you kind of know what you're dealing with. It's just like, okay, we're fist fighting. Okay, yeah, I can play around that. On this server, it's like, yeah, no, I will just silently int the game and be fucking annoying. It's like, okay, man. How about we grow up and actually try to win the game? Oh, didn't realize we were doing Drake here. Okay, so my objective here is not going to be to actually damage the Drake. My objective is going to be make sure that no one contests the Drake while my Malphite solos it. So I'm trying to control this space right here. And we did successfully control that space, which meant that Hui couldn't contest and he couldn't contest. My Malphite might want to ult on the Hui here, which would be very funny. Looks like he doesn't. I could take my base here. I do have a decent amount of gold. My Caitlyn probably wants to open through mid lane as well. So if I base here, then I can run bot lane. Yeah, I will run bot lane. It's all good. You can go mid lane. My Caitlyn doesn't want to be in an extended lane. Usually your bot lane doesn't want to be in an extended lane because they can die very easily. So I'm going to let her take over mid lane here. I could open through mid lane here as well. The reason being is bot lane is maybe a bit dodgy to go towards. The problem is, or the thing is, Ashe has just shoved in this wave, so now I can actually run bot lane and collect the wave. If the wave was further out, I would open through mid lane and look for a play here. Very, very crucial play that you need to understand on Ahri or just any champion. If you cannot collect resources in a side lane, then go mid lane and try to force a fight. Because that usually will mean that you have a numbers advantage, because someone else is going to collect resources in the side lane. Gonna sweep this. Take some vision control. Now, I don't have a lot of vision on the bot side here, so if the enemy team sends 3 people down here, I will have to lose my ult. I am just realizing now that I'm building Horizon Focus instead of Cosmic Drive, which is not terrible, but Cosmic Drive would have been better this game just because of how short-range the enemy team composition is. So slight mistake on my part. So after pushing out bot lane here, what you want to do is you want to see if you can find a play on mid lane here. If I don't think it's possible. I think they're playing too defensively. Well, then loop around the side here, because then you're in fog, and then go shove out another wave and apply pressure. So I'm gonna push out this wave again, and now I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna go into fog, and I'm gonna look at mid lane, and I'm gonna see if I can force a play over here. I'm gonna constantly monitor the situation here, spam ping that I'm on my way. Looks like it might be warded. Ult over this one. Just don't look at it. If you don't look at it, then it didn't happen. I mean, it works, but yeah. This happened because I pushed out bot lane, by the way. And here, the bot wave is still very far out. I could run back to bot lane here, or I could stay mid lane. The wave feels a bit dodgy on the bot side of the map. If the wave was further out, then I would for sure run bot lane here and continue pressuring. But the enemy team is just bleeding a bot wave in this sequence. I can take my base here, actually, because Caitlyn is going to want to open through mid lane again. I have enough gold for my item, and I don't want to stay mid lane here. Why? Because I want to spend my gold, and I want to get back into the side lane and repeat what I just did. Now, we're 2 items here. Master Yi is also 2 items? Oh? That guy is strong. How the hell? Treasure Hunter, I guess? I mean, he doesn't have boots either. Are his items cheaper than mine? I feel like Horizon Focus is extremely cheap. How does he have this many items? Kraken's Lair. 3,000. Ginzus, 3,000. Yeah, Horizon Focus is cheaper. But I guess I have shoes. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna open through bot lane here, and we're gonna repeat what we just did. Gonna go catch the wave here. Push out this wave. And then afterwards, we're gonna try to take control over bot side river and look for a play on mid lane. So push this out. We're gonna loop around here, make sure we're not on vision. Sweep this area. And if Hui decides to catch the wave here, we can try to chunk him out. We can clear this ward. Perfect. And now we can look to run towards mid lane. So we'll run towards mid lane here. I want to grab a pink ward here to make sure I'm not on vision. We want to monitor the mid lane situation. I don't think I need to ult here. Okay, she's just dead. Maybe I need to teleport top lane. Some weird stuff is happening. Teleport top lane could work. Looks like my Malphite is going to go up there and just stop the Urgot. In which case, I can just run back to bot lane and apply some pressure. This is a bit of a weird situation where Hui rotated mid lane as well instead of pressuring bot lane. So I will come back to bot lane now, push out the wave. The play is over mid lane. I don't want to continue playing it, right? In which case, let's come back to bot lane and repeat what we've just done. And you can see, in this manner, I'm playing 10 CS per minute. Just because I'm constantly collecting waves. Push this wave out, repeat, loop around, sweep this area again. And then maybe we even trap the Hui here. Because he might cross through here trying to defend mid lane. Nope, it's a Leona. We'll hit her and then leave. No intention of trying to kill her. But chunking out the Leona to this HP means she has to base again. Which means she's not going to do anything on the map. I'm going to cancel her base. And then I'm just going to leave. And she's mad now. She's very angry. But she will need to base, which gives us a numbers advantage on the map. And I'm going to shove this out again. And then I'm gonna loop around to mid lane again. And we get a mid lane tower here. And we're gonna play the Drake as well, it looks like. And we have complete control over the bot side of the map. Why? Because I'm constantly pushing out bot waves and clearing vision in this bot side quadrant. Which means that now Drake is gonna be very difficult for the enemy team to contest. They have to contest into an area where they have absolutely no vision. So we're just gonna trap here. We'll sweep their wards. And we do have constant pressure. We can look to even trap this area. And maybe even catch the Leona here. Ah, if you let her hit you, it would have been good. Maybe we can look for this play. I think my Akali has just killed herself. But we can kill the Leona. Maybe it's good enough. Look for the Ashe next. Can be a bit dodgy. I think a bit too dodgy. I will just take my base on TP top lane. Make sure we don't bleed a tower. I don't want to bleed a tower for no reason. Nah, I don't really want to threaten the Ashe there. This is a tower bounty. Drake should be guaranteed. Could play the Atakan as well, but let's just TP top lane. I want to rush death cap. That's why I'm not upgrading my boots. Upgrading boots is pretty solid, but I think rushing Deathcap makes a lot more sense. It gives me a bigger spike and cashback procs on Deathcap, which is pretty massive. I'm gonna apply a ton of pressure bot or topside here because we are making a play on the bot side of the map. So I want to make sure that I have a lot of pressure topside so that if the enemy team decides to go contest this bot side sequence, I will at least be able to get something on the top side. Now, I don't have my ult, so I need to be quite careful here. But I also don't have my ult, which means in this bot lane fight, I would be quite useless. So without my ult, if I can just get someone on the enemy team to match me in the side lane, that is a net positive for the most part. Because I am useless. Like, I am completely useless without ult. As in, I can, like, chunk out someone, that's it. But I can't actually threaten their backline. Which, if Ahri can't threaten a backline, she's not that useful. Now we're gonna push out top lane. And then you guess exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to repeat this play on mid lane. Now this is a bit dodgy because my teammates are not on the mid wave and we don't have a lot of vision and I haven't swept this area, so things can get a little bit dodgy. Looks like the enemy team is forcing a play in the bot side. So I could try to cross through here, use W to get a little bit of move speed. My Akali is making a bit of a hero play here. This feels a bit dodgy. Make sure that he can't Q. Oh, that was very poorly by me. But he will still die. Look for the Ashe next. Leona dies. She's dead as well. Urgot is mid lane. Push out bot lane. Why? Because my Caitlyn is gonna go mid lane regardless. So I want to push out bot lane and apply some pressure here. So that if Urgot defends mid lane, I will pressure bot side. I will take the tower. If Urgot defends bot lane, that means we get a mid tower. I don't want to group and allow the Urgot to defend both. Or to defend one of them. So we're gonna get a win-win here. Usually you'll notice that if there's not an immediate objective that I want to take after making a play like this, I will default to going back to the side lane because that's where I'm going to get resources. And if I pull someone to match me in the side lane, when I have already made a play and created a numbers advantage for my team, that means the numbers advantage that my teammates have is even more disproportionate, right? A 4v3 is better than a 5v4 for the most part. Like if you just look at the math. Obviously there are different variables in terms of like who died and what is the gold value and everything. I think Void Staff makes a lot of sense. Enemy team is starting to build magic resist here. Looks like I'm gonna be opening through bot side again, but this is one of these breakpoints, right? This is one of these rules where I could open through bot lane here. I actually will, but there's a world where opening through mid lane is better because I'm not needed bot lane immediately to catch the wave. And it would take me quite a while to apply pressure bot lane here. So I think opening mid lane would have been the superior play. But I will just go bot lane and collect my minions and call it a day, you know? Get my level 16 and then maybe I can look to do something. Looks like my boys are dying mid lane. That's fine. I can just group up with my Malphite here and then play with him. I'm gonna shove out one more bot wave here. And then we're probably gonna run mid lane to try to defend that tower. Because I think the enemy team is gonna do some funny business and try to take that tower. And I want to make sure that we don't bleed a tower for no reason. Because it is objective bounty. And the enemy team is losing a bot wave here. So I get to go defend mid lane here. What do we want to play for? Baron or Drake? Probably Drake. That means I should open around the bot side of the map because we want to control this bot side quadrant. So, when you're deciding, hey, when you tell me to open through mid lane because you can't go to the side lane, which side of mid lane should I open towards? And that will come down to where do you think the enemy team is likely to go? And I think they're likely to go bot side here, which means I'm going to open through bot side and I'm going to take control over the bot side quadrant. And then that's going to make it awkward for the enemy team to potentially face check in to get vision. This idea is a lot more powerful when you're playing against squishy support champions, because usually the support champions are the ones that are going to come in here and face check your trap. That's usually going to be the case. So if like you're playing against a Xerath or a Vel'Koz, you can sit in this bush right here, they will come in, they will face check, and you will one-pop them. Okay, this was warded. That is unlucky. Very, very unlucky. There was the one bush that I didn't sweep. So now I've lost half of my HP. Looks like we're making a play up here. Let's think about how to approach this. Very important that when you're deciding to move to a fight that you pay attention to the fight so you know how to move. We should just play the Drake. I would actually like to get this wave just because I have my passive and I would lifesteal off it. Cheers. Thank you. Sweep this bush because somehow that's warded. And now we have complete control over the bot side of the map. So we should just play Drake here. And I will just sit in this bush and I will trap again. I could move up a little bit further, but this could be warded, which could be a bit ugly. Horizon focus triggers. I don't like that my Malphite is basing right now. Just playing behind my Caitlyn here. We should just play the Drake. Oh, looks like enemy team is forcing a play. Use my ult for damage. Wait, I healed! Oh my god, what did I get one-tapped by? I feel like the Yi just one-shot me. So it goes, I guess. Yeah, I didn't like my Malphite basing on this window. Drake was up, right? We should have just immediately rushed the Drake. Not sure why he based. Could go Crypt Bloom as well here, to be honest, for the big heal. It's not bad. Void Staff gives me more damage, but I think honestly we already have enough damage. Like my Akali is fed, my Malphite is fed, my Caitlyn is decently fed. I think we have enough damage that I don't need to add more to that. And I don't think Void Staff allows me to one-shot either of these two. So I don't think Void Staff is actually going to give me what I want in terms of like, it's not going to get me enough damage for it to make an actual difference in these fights. I don't think so. I think the heal of Crypt Bloom is going to be more valuable, and I think the potential cooldown reduction of Crypt Bloom is going to be more valuable as well. Because I'll run up to, what, around 80 haste, I would imagine? Oh, 70 haste. Which is pretty big. 70 haste is like very, very short cooldown on Charm. So open through mid lane again here. We want to play around the Baron. So again, I don't actually want to show on the mid wave here, but because my Caitlyn is doing red buff instead of taking the mid wave, I will have to show. Generally speaking, as Ahri, unless you're collecting minions, you don't want to be showing. You want to be playing in fog. So here, as soon as I don't have to collect this mid wave anymore, or show on this wave anymore, I'm fogging. I'm sitting up here. I'm sweeping this area. And I'm making sure that the enemy team does not have vision. And now I'm going to sit in this bush, and I'm going to see if someone steps up on this mid wave, and I can catch them. Or if someone steps up here to try to take vision on Baron. And I'm going to sweep this entire area as well. And I might be dead here. I think I'm actually fine. Yeah, barely. Play this as well. Look for Leona. She should die here too. And I can take my base. I will have Crypt Bloom. Yeah, I don't like that my Lulu is not playing with me there, or my Malphite. Because I... What? AD Leona support. Yeah, I guess. Oh no, Urgot is collecting kills. That is slightly scary, because we don't really have good options of killing him. My Malphite is just full clearing into full clearing into full clearing, instead of ever trying to fight, which is a bit frustrating. We could run Baron here, but looks like we're just gonna pressure mid lane instead. I cannot really assist with Baron that much. I'm worried that my Akali is just dead here, and she is. Well, we cannot kill the Urgot, realistically speaking. The Master Yi is respawning. Let's just leave. We want to control the Baron area. We should sweep this. Sweep the topside jungle. Try to maybe save my Lulu. She could die to the Master Yi here. I want to chunk out the Leona here. I have no intention of trying to kill whoever face checks here. I just want to chunk them out so they can't control the Baron. So I would imagine a Leona face check should come here. Why are you doing this? Okay. Hopefully my... well... They know that we're not on Baron because they have wards on it. But I guess I will push out mid lane here. Oh, my Malphite is making a play. Let's run towards him then. Yeah, that's gonna be a fight. I think my Malphite just 1v1s the Yi though. Yep, get booped in the forehead. We should play Nash here ideally. Oh my god, I can feel a sneeze brewing. Oh dear god. No? Yes? Oh my god, sorry, I'm allergic to yeah, I don't know. Whatever is going on this game, I'm allergic to it. That's all I know. Pink with the Baron. My mic is getting deflated. It's like I know what you mean, brother. Oh, whoops. Readjust that bad boy. There we go. Okay, we're... Excuse me, bro. There we go. Okay. Again, the idea is very simply gonna be... We can't just rush Baron here, by the way. I want to control the entire topside area, if I can. I want to sit in this bush. The idea is not necessarily that I... Can we just do it? Can we just do it? Please, just hit it. Mr. Caitlyn! Hey! Hey, come slap the Can we just hit it? It's free, by the way. It's completely free. You can just... Whenever you want to, just start hitting it. We have... Nah, it's fine. Try to kill the Urgot. Kill frontline is gonna be quite massive. Play this a bit slowly. Try to maybe play with my Malphite here. Crypt Bloom pop. Look for Leona next. She should get a reset. Look for the Quay here. I mean, we could have just done the Baron as well. Very frustrating to me that we decided not to. Because the enemy could have just checked with E, right? Like, they could have Ashe E'd in here, and they would know that we were not doing the Baron, and they would just wait. Whereas if we start the Baron, that forces them to come in, and then we can turn for a fight. But the enemy team had no reason to walk in. Like, there was zero reason. They could easily have, like, figured out that we were not doing the Baron. Yeah. Very frustrating to see this happen. Like, because this could have been such a clean sequence, where I would have been very, very happy in terms of how everything was happening this game. Like, that Baron sequence would have been very clean. But, I mean, the game ends regardless. And we're playing highest CS in the game because we're constantly applying pressure in side lane, and so it goes. And that's just how you win. Constant push mid lane, enemy jungle can't play, enemy bot lane can't play, and you get to collect your LP and put it in the bag. I will say, this playstyle, sometimes you're not gonna carry the game. That's fine. Sometimes you will not have highest damage in the game. That's fine. This entire playstyle revolves around creating a lot of pressure, and making it impossible for the enemy team to really, like, manage the amount of pressure you're applying. And it'll crack eventually, in which case you just win the game on the spot. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. See ya. Bye 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 bye.